And today we have the single price component, which is going to look like this or like this, depending on if we're on mobile or desktop. Let me know if the chat is too quiet, if I'm too quiet and the music is too loud. Should be pretty good though. Seems fine from what I can hear through the feedback. All right, so let's get going here. Okay, so these are the three sort of pieces that they give you: images, style guide with fonts, colors, and then the breakpoints for mobile and for desktop. So it shouldn't be too complicated here. First, let's find this and all the ones that we need, which should be somewhere usually in here. 400 and 700. All right. So if you control click this, let's open that up. Okay. We need 400. We also need 700. Let's close out the Golang crash meet. And that's it. All right. I'd like to embed this, please. Steal that. And we can just drop this right in here. So now we have access to this font and the standard fonts that we need. And this is just the icon that we're going to be using here, which is just the front end mentor one. There's no images this time. No, that makes life a little easier. So first, let's just do main. Now the main is the... Oh, we've got to get used to this keyboard. Yep. Okay. This just tells this is the main part of it, and then we can just kind of break this down into sections that we need. Which, let's look at the design again. So we basically have what we call three sections, right? Section number 1, section number 2, section number 3, all with their individual things. So join our community, the 30-day hassle-free money-back guarantee, and then this part. And then this is technically sort of two pieces together, right? And then on the mobile version, it's sort of just three sections also. So let's look at see what we have here. So we're going to have H1, and that's going to be this part, right? Let's just look at this design again. I forgot. Yeah, okay. So join our community is going to be the first part. That's going to be our H1, then this, right? So join our community. It's very confusing because it's all in one block, which makes it harder to do anything with. Then underneath that, we're going to have the like a H2, which will have this. Yep. All right. This will be much easier once we've broken it down into a couple sections, and I can remember how to use this keyboard. I'm used to, so my Mac is for my work, so I have to use this. I use the same keyboard, and I use the Windows key all the time to do Control C and Control V and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, what is going on? Why is none of this, like, why is nothing copying and pasting? I've been trying for the last sort of 10 minutes to get used to it enough so that I could do this live stream versus like my regular stuff when we make videos. So I think this is all what's in this design. Yep. honing the skills is the last part. Okay, so let's get rid of. Let's cut that. Okay, try one more time. Okay, let's just put that in a P for now. Just hit the save button. Then we just got this last piece to figure out. So in the desktop design, hey, welcome, whoever just joined. There's the monthly subscription, $29 a month, and a button, and then the YR stuff is the rest. So let's look at so there's YR right there. So let's wrap this in a div for now. We'll come back to it in a little bit. Yep, still trying to press the wrong button. There we go, and then let's see. Let's just do another one here. Okay, so now we kind of have like it broken out as you would expect. It's set from. We need this to actually, yeah. Let's move this into there, something like. So then we got our main section, then two divs, and then the body finishes out. And then we should probably just wrap this in a full div. I could have just done that the other way. All right. So now we have a div, the main, div. All right. So now we kind of have just the basic layer, the basic piece, and then we can just kind of sort of start to create what we want. So let's go live. And we will stick this on the left. Wait, yep, there we go. Let me close this out. There. Let's stick this on the left of the screen, and then we'll snap this to this side of the screen, and then we can kind of code, refresh, save all at the same time, so we don't have to really worry about what could or could not happen. First, let me crack open this delicious beverage away from the mic. It's been a while since I've live streamed, so usually I open my can. Okay. So based on this, we want to create a style sheet. So let's do that. And then we can do all our styles in here. But first, let's make sure that we give everything a good name, so that we know when we go to do anything that we have classes involved. So let's call this container. And that's going to contain everything. We'll leave this as is. I guess we haven't done any of this part yet, but we'll leave that as is, and we'll just kind of work through this and then get this looking okay, and then we'll move on to the next section and the next section. Or should we do it the other way? Let's do it the other way. Let's create the HTML structure and then go and make the style changes, because it's easier than being like, okay, this first piece looks okay. What happens if I add more? All right, so we're going to need to make this sort of into okay, so we'll call this subscription, right? So that'll be our div class subscription, and then we can do anything we need to with this. So we're going to need another H2 to contain this part. Press the wrong button again. And that's based on this design, right? So this part is your header. Then you have this, sign up, and then another header. So let's move that into H2. And then we're going to need a P to contain. Let's look at that design again. $29 per month. So that's this part. And then in the design after that, it says full access for $1 a day. Okay. So based on that, we're going to have this part. Wrong button again. We'll do a span here because I want this in the same P's. See, every time. That'll fail. And then, okay, it's kind of shaping up. See how it's slowly making those changes? So it's slowly sectioning out what we want. And then this, a day, could be a new span here. Now you can see that this is like on the same line. And then we just have the sign up button by itself, which we should do something with. So let's see here. It's just a button by itself, nothing special. So we'll just call it. And we'll give it a class name of sign up button. And then we'll put this in it. Getting there. Almost had that right. All right. So now we kind of have a sign up button. We have our spans, and we should probably say something like this span should probably be called price. This span should probably be called well, I think I thought this through differently. This should be the other span, right? So this should be, take that, move that here, make it a P on both sides. This should be a span because monthly. Because technically this is one line in the design. If you look back at the design that we had, this is one line, this is separate. I had it the other way around. So now we have that. So we'll call this like copy, price copy. Okay, and then save that. And then we just got this last little div to do, right? So that has one exactly. Sort of the YS section, right? So we can just call it YS. And then we can kind of do something like H2 and put this in it. How does that look? Okay, and then this is sort of interesting. So we have a couple options that we can float with this part, because if you look at the design, just make it big so we can all look at it together. Like this side of the design is like a list. It's like an unordered list with no breakpoints or anything like that. So we'll take that and we'll make that look like what we want. So let's do that. So is it just peer expert code review? Okay. Tutorials by experts. That's one, right? So we're going to do a list, unordered list. And inside of that, we can put all of these. So this is one. We'll hit save. And then we'll do another one. And we'll hit save. Peer and expert code review. That definitely seems like it should be one. Coding exercises, looks like that should be one. And I'll check these before we get going on the actual fun part. So coding exercises, access to GitHub repos, community forum. All right. Repos. Yep, we want one of those. Community forum. Man. For something so simple, like the design's not crazy. I guess that's probably the last one, right? There. All right, so now we kind of have our layout. And if we snap this back over here, I need a new PC. This one sounds like something's broken here. List, unordered list, unordered list. It's just very strange to have one tiny. I don't see anything in the divs that would break that. Maybe if I hit save and do a refresh. Okay. Well, that's fine. Worry about it later, right? That's always been my motto when we've done these in the past. Is like, yep, we might have a problem now, but when I get to CSS, it's probably going to be fine. Oh yeah, and also let's just make this do nothing, right? Yep. Okay. So we should be pretty good. Like, I think the content looks fine right now. It looks like what it should be. Join our community, 30 days, getting this, do this, some other stuff, buttons. So now we really need to look at like the CSS behind like how we're going to do this. So let's kind of look at that. So did I put a style here? Yep. Okay. So we have a style. Apparently, just being trolled by my own technology over here. Hold on. I'm trying to like make sure that we're all seeing the same thing, and that I'm not. Don't I have too many screens open? Okay. You can do this, little old machine. What I'm trying to do is make sure that we do this one more time. Is it working? Not really. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I was trying to like zoom in, and that doesn't seem to be working. So to make the code easier to read, because it's kind of small. So always look that small when I live stream. Let's see. Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit here. I'm sure I can figure it out. View. Zen mode. What is that? Ah, there we go. All right. And then we can kind of hide this. So we have this now. So let's hide this bar for now. Oh, Lord. Yeah. There we go. All right. Now we have like a bigger screen and we can kind of go through this. So we're going to have to do changes to the body. And then we have a container. So the body, all we're going to do is set that font size, right? So that it's the right size for everything. And it was 16 pixels. And everything should be this color, right? So let's go ahead and make those changes. And style. Font. Family. And it is Carla. And then we'll just put a backup one in there in case it doesn't work. And then container, and then we have main, okay? So in the container, let's look at what it's supposed to look like. Oh no. It's nothing worse than trying to set up something. Alright, let's try this. Let's see. Don't have enough room on this desk for everything. Alright, so this will be margin left. We'll also do that. And then set the max width to 600. Wow. I'm like, why is nothing changing? But I haven't got a style sheet. Yeah. And ref equals stops. There we go. All right, now we're seeing changes. I was like, nothing seems to be working. It's because you have to reference the style sheet. So now we're going to need like box shadow to. Does it have one in the style guide? Nope. So we need a box shadow to make this look like that. And this may or may not be perfect right out of the gate. So let's do something like that. And we'll set this to, I don't know, 0.5. No, it's not terrible. We'll leave it at 0.5 seems a good start. And then we're going to have to add to get curved edges, but is that too harsh? Yeah. Alright, let's try 2.5%. Let's try 5 pixels. Once you get into that kind of size, you're better off just doing a pixelated version. There we go. So it kind of looks like what we want. We have a main, which probably just got padding on it. There we go. So this is the part we're working on right now, the top half, top third, however you want to describe that. We'll use that first, and then we'll work backwards from there. Probably thinking, why would you do it that way? And it's just because I can get it to 80%, right? In each section, and then we can go back and tweak the little tiny things that are missing that doesn't quite make it look the same. Instead of worrying about like, is this pixel perfect? Is this pixel perfect? Is this the right color, shade, etc. So we got that. Kind of looks fine. Now this, excuse me, is going to be this H1 right here, which is in here. So we have these colors, and it is that cyan? That cyan? I think. Let's take that. I don't think it's any of these, so let's take that, and we'll just do color. And we'll do that. And hopefully So I did pick the right color, cyan. So we can just keep going with the next piece. So this is this part now, and that's just going to be another color change. Like I already set the the rest of it in motion when we selected an H2, and that seems to be this bright yellow, as they've called it. We could have made these variables, and then we'd only have to reference them once, but I feel a little different today. In my previous ones, when we've done Front End Mentor, I've made sure to set variables to show people how to do that. But at the end of the day, most of the people that tune in don't care about CSS3 variables. They're still trying to figure out how to just do some basic stuff. So we're going to keep it simple for now, and maybe afterwards we can, or maybe the next one that we do, we can make that change. Now we're working on this section. Let's see, design. So that's probably that gray color that's in the style sheet. This one right here, and we can look at that. So, I mean, based upon the fact that I'm squinting, I think that's the right color. And we'll kind of go back and forth about if that's right later. But like, it seems like it wouldn't be that color. Hold on, that seems. I'm looking at this now. This is white, so the odds of that being that light color is fairly slim. So let's make it this color. Let's make it this color. That is better. All right, cool. All right, so now let's look at what we've got going on now. Now we're in this sort of section here, which we called subscription. So let's put the dot subscription. Just make sure. We're going to probably need to do one more thing too. We should probably set this to flex because we know we're going to use it. So let's dot container. That's not one. Display flex. Okay. Well, is that where I want flex to be? Probably not. I think I want. All right. No, I don't want it on there. It's all lies and denial. I want it on here. You gonna fix yourself? There we go. So we want it on this part because we're going to do some stuff to this to make it look. I mean, it looks horrible right now, but just have a little faith. All right, and then got to put the background color in. We've also got to do border radius, and we'll probably have to do some sort of width style, and that's to make it look like this, and then this. Thinking about that, maybe we want to do a div that wraps. Yeah, maybe right. So if you look at this now, right? So I'm actually putting flex on this, but technically this part is also going to be needed to be in flex. So all of this together is the other section. So let's just do div here, call it sub container. Yeah, okay, that's fine for a name. It's not the best name, but I'll know what it's for. So that's important. So then we'll stick that here. So now we should have this, and then this. Yeah, there we go. So let's just make one here, call it subcontainer. We'll put the flex on that. Then we take the flex off here. So now this is all flex together versus like what we had before. Hey, how's it going? Sure. Right. So now we're working. We're technically still working this section, but now we're kind of fixed our issue that we could have had here. And I think I actually named this wrong. Yep. There we go. That's better. Now it's flexed across each other. And then we can kind of work it into that kind of box shape that looks like this, and then we can go from there. So we were on the subscription piece, which is that left side box. We can go with a background color, which I'm assuming is in the style guide. Oh, it's two different colors. Why? This is going to be fun. Okay, so I'm assuming that the left side is still this color. So let's use this color for now, and we can make edits afterwards. So that probably looks accurate. We'll need to do some more work here, but I think that's the right color. Let's just add padding. We'll just add 20 and 30. All right, so now everything sort of fits in here. And then we'll add the radius to cause the 0007. Do I have to use pixels? Maybe. Don't know if that's doing what I want, but we'll keep going on, and then we can come back to those changes afterwards. And then I guess the width of this is going to be 50%. So this is now forced into a 50% of this whole container that we're in. And then we just need to do this H2, which is just a color change again. And it's white, so I wonder if it's that light color I tried to use earlier. This light gray. Let's try it and see how it looks. Yep, I'm sure that's the right color, and even if it's not, we'll just use that color. It's hard to tell directly on the screen, but that definitely looks like the right color. So now we're sort of in a position where we need to reference a few things. So we've done this part. We still have this and the price copy, and then the y-us. So did we... I guess we could do this P. Right, so we'll do a subscription and then P. So we only have one P in there, so it's fine to reference it this way. In other ways, you could have just given it a class name of like pricing info or something like that and done it that way. But it seems pointless to do those kinds of things when everything's going to be the same anyway. 204.43. Yeah, it's got to be this color again. We'll just put everything that color, and we can change it afterwards. If like one element is different, we have classes on this and on this and on this, so we can change that afterwards. So let's make them like that. Okay. Let's add some line height here too to give it like a sort of gap spacing. That's hard to tell, but this gap spacing is slightly bigger now than it was before. I wonder if I mean, I'm thinking maybe that we no, I think that's right. I think that's right. I think it should be fine. Like when we get further down, I'm just looking at this and like it's really. Well, I guess that's probably fine. Maybe there's not enough here. Maybe this is too tall. No, we'll figure it out. We'll keep going and we'll come back. But it looks a little off. Just the height, I think, is kind of screwing me up. But so we got something called price, which is this part right here, and then we have this called monthly. So let's do the price part first. We'll set the font to 700, which is like the bold version. We'll set the color to this just to make sure. And I don't want anything to be overwritten. So this should be 2 rem. It should be bigger, right? So you need to make it 2 rem instead of 1.3. What happened here? Oh, we doubled up on color. There we go. All right. So now we kind of like made this almost to H2 sized versus before it was just the same size. And then let's go back here and then do monthly. So that's a really bad variable name by me, but I try not to take these too far in. I mean, if this was really me, we'd be using like this would be it's technically in subscription, right? So it would be like subscription underscore price for this name, and this would be subscription underscore monthly. But we're not doing it for the like what I believe is the correct variable naming, right? We're doing it because we want to just take something and make it look like a design. Because in your career, that's what you'll get. You'll get like a sheet of paper or an email with a single sketch file and say, "Hey, I need you to make this," right? And they don't care whether or not you named your variable cat, dog, and mouse versus subscription, subcontainer, and main, right? So keep that in mind. But like the idea behind this is if somebody else picked it up, they'd be able to read those variables and say yes or no. Like I know that this is this piece, so keep that in mind. But like for me, it's kind of like I'm not too concerned because I'm the only one doing it. But like you should keep that in mind when you make your own. that you should name stuff. So we need the color on the monthly and also probably font size. I think the font size is going to be less than, and then the color will be, I don't actually know what color that is. It white still, or no, it's the other color. Okay, so that one is this, I think. Yeah, I think that's the right color. Maybe it needs a little extra help here. Maybe we need to add an A and do some A-ing. Let's do like, I went too far. No, I can't read it at all. Let's see here. Maybe. I mean, let's leave it for now. Then we can come back. I do like. What did I call this part? Price copy. And then scroll down. I think this just needs. I don't know if it needs anything. I think I need to make this bigger. I think I went too. Let's try. Even that seems off. Maybe the font weight needs to be something. We'll worry about it when we get there. Then I don't think this needs to change per se. I think this is the biggest thing that needs to change right now, is this sign up button. So let's work on that and then we can come back. So, because I already can see a bunch of changes that need to happen. So, this, wow, good job. So we'll set it to display block and we'll text align center to make sure it's in the center. We'll set the text decoration to none in case there is any, but it's a button, so there shouldn't be. But 4 and 12, big old button. That looks good to me. Then we need to set the background color to whatever that's supposed to be. Is it that green color? What do they call that? Bright yellow. Okay. Set a 3 or so pixel border radius. Hard to tell if it did do that or not because, well, you can tell that like it has a hell of a shadow behind it. So let's just set the font to the right color. It's white. What is the white color? Light gray. And then I guess let's add a box shadow and we can remove borders. Let's just add a 10 or 10 all the way around, right? That's not right. It's probably this. And then we can set the RGBA to like this. Why did you add an extra one? Oh, because technically you need one, I guess. Maybe. And then border none. Does that look kind of sort of maybe? It's the wrong width, but overall overall it's the right colors. Width, 100%. Okay. I really like messed something up here. It's like the width and the height so messed up. I did put like a max height on. Oh, that's max width. Hmm. That even work? Do this? Yes, but it doesn't help me. Okay. Hold on. Again, too ahead of myself here. Let's finish out the last part, and then we can do some stuff after that. Okay. Let's do the YARS class, which is this last piece, right? And then we can sort of roll back through and make all the changes to where it like looks like what we want. So we just need to set the background color again, and this one is a variance of this blue. It's like light versus dark. So we'll set it to this. And we'll add an A, and then we'll add like we'll do 0.75. We won't do that. We'll do this. Yep, that's basically it for now. And then something's really uncomfortable. We'll add some padding, like 20 pixels and 30 pixels. Yeah, see, that's the problem. I always get confused. Is it like length and then? I always get confused. I think it's. We'll figure that out. Either way, we don't need it to be this big, right? We only need it to be this big. So what? Like, why are we adding? Like, if we inspect this, like, inspect this and do some element checks here. Like, we've added this giant amount of padding. If we take the padding away, like, we just need to deal with this. So let's do that afterwards, I suppose. But somewhere we can fix that. Right. So, then we need to set width too, right? Because right now the width is free flowing, even though we set 50% on the other side. We need to set 50% on both sides so they're even. So that's fair. And then create a list. And the list style we should set to none. Okay. Booyah. And then the color should be the gray color, I think. Yeah, this is gray. That's technically white, which is supposedly this color, which I have a hard time believing is true. What do I know, right? Let's just do this for now. Excuse me. Oh, like nothing changed. Oh, looks the same. Yeah. Oh, I see. Hold on. Back to the style guide. I think I messed up here. Yeah, okay. So this is the standard color, which maybe it's not that color then. Maybe it's the white. Maybe that's the only one with that gray. Okay. Let's do that. And then maybe we can just add something. Got to figure that out. Can't figure out whether or not that's actually that color. So, because the reason I say that is when you do it on here, now it's all kind of the same. We'll leave it like that for now and we can come back. But in this design preview, it's almost like it's the blue color. This is almost like the blue color. See, it's almost the same color. Maybe it is. Maybe it is that color. Okay, well, we're almost there. Let's see here. Kind of get into the nuts and bolts at this point. Maybe the line spacing is a little harsh here. These ULs versus this, they're pretty tight together. So let's see. Maybe just no line height. Is that an option? Yep. So let's say it's a bit harsh. Okay. One rem, so let's do half. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for there. Well, let's just do a little quick Google for that. Spacing between UL. Oops. Do you just use padding, but like margin? Okay. Yeah, I guess. On this, though. That's not what I expected. That didn't seem to help. Let's do 1 pixel. That's not true. It must be on this. There we go. See, I knew I was right. We're almost kind of there. So we can remove this margin. We don't need that. And then we kind of just need to shore up that design. It's probably close. Why is the width all messed up now? Oh, I know why. Okay. So let's make this 2 pixels or something. Then let's make this font size. Okay, we're getting there. Almost looks good. Almost looks exactly the same as this. Like the color here is off, obviously. And maybe we need more than that. Maybe we need like 3 or 4 pixels. This button, again, this looks fine. This looks pretty good. This now is too big for some freaking reason. I think because we're setting the width. Man, Pepsi does a fantastic zero vanilla. Delicious. Okay. Price copy. Have this price copy and I didn't use it. Okay. That's fine. Monthly. Let's just go with. And this is what subscription H2. This. Let's just set the size. So font size. There we go. Still need to show this button up. Button, 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 button. And then margin left. What's 12.5%? There we go. Cool. What's this wire supposed to be like? Small white. Okay. We'll probably just do. Why us H2? Alright. Think this needs to come up. Let's add 5% to the top. I mean, that looks pretty darn good. Got to do some box shadowing on this. This is good. This looks. Still got to figure out this color. Maybe it is that color. Let's try this color. Oh, this is mind-boggling. What other color do we have in here then? Light gray. Wasn't that what it was before? Yep. Maybe we need to add a little. Excuse me? Okay. Oh. There we go. So that looks good now. Which means I think I can fix it for the per month. We should call it monthly. Just set that to the same. Okay. No, I'm gonna do something crazy here. Yeah. That looks better. That looks more like what it's supposed to versus what I had before. see. There is some box shadow there. Let's add a comma 50% here. That's too far. Maybe 75. 75? You know what? Maybe the font weight needs to be 700. No, not font size. Font weight. There we go. 700. That's better. That looks more like it. I mean, there you go, guys. So now we just need to do mobile view, which is at media max width. It's always the same for these. I think it's 375 pixels. This is your mobile view. So the only thing that really needs to change is this, and then these. So we have the YR section, which we're going to set the width back to 100%. And then we also have this section, which is called subscription. Let's just set this to other tools. Set it to whatever we're on here. Then the whole thing needs to be in wrap. No, wait. We did this earlier. This. There we go. So before we had it, it was wrapping the whole thing. We don't want to wrap the whole thing. We just want to wrap that one piece. Because then you can go to like a 6 and it still looks good. And then if you go to like a iPhone X, still looks okay. Just a few more tiny sort of. So the H1s we want to reduce down. Also the H2 in the main. In this we don't. I'm literally pointing at the screen. That doesn't help. This section right here, we don't want it to be so big. Like this on like look how much real estate it's taken up. This is the whole screen. This is like almost 50%. Nobody wants that. So let's go ahead and make these sort of I don't know, let's try 20 pixels. That looks fine for now. We'll make this one like 16 pixels. Go, and then the P, we'll just make it 1. We'll just make that. Maybe this needs to go. Maybe all of them need to be bumped. And we'll leave that at 15. There we go. That looks pretty good. Does it look like what it's supposed to? I say that's pretty close. This definitely does. Although this is a bit wider. Not as tall. Overall, it looks pretty close. Are these? It's always hard to tell with these like designs, right? Because we have this like background around it, which is to denote like this is what it looks like. Um, maybe this should be. And then the y us is that h2, right? We didn't change that, but we should do this. Margin top. Oh, we went too far. I think I've gone the wrong way. I need it to go there. There. Cool. Pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy with that. How does it look when you take it away? Well, now, go back to the design a minute. Just go back to the design and just make sure that we're... Alright, so it's in the right spot, but not when you're using mobile. So let's take this, say save, and say, yep, that looks cool. But when we're mobile, we'll do that. Along with... Yeah, that looks fine up there. This looks okay. Maybe we can just trim a bit here too. So do this and do dot subscription h2. There we go. So that pretty much sums up that one. What did that take us? An hour and 12 minutes now. We were struggling with some stuff there. The next one will hopefully might take a bit longer, but hopefully not. So I will stamp that with complete for now. And actually, you know what? Because the other one is so big, like I'll show you what we're gonna build. Yes, this page is pretty big. Like, it doesn't look like a lot of content, but there's probably going to be at least 100 lines here, if not more. And then the styles on top of that, you're talking like easily, like there's going to be a header, and then like the hero sections. So we'll kind of just leave that for another live stream, but we still got a bit of time, so why don't we do some Code Wars?